Please welcome to News Mongolian MNB World. I am Jugdur Gambold. And for our top stories. The government expands the mineral commodities exchange to include copper and molybdenum. Australia commits $250,000 aid to Mongolia amid the dzud crisis. The election expenses ceiling for 2024 has been established. For other news, stay with us. The government of Mongolia, during its regular session on February 28th, passed a resolution to incorporate copper and molybdenum commodities into the list of commodities eligible for trading through the Mineral Commodities Exchange.
The new resolution dictates that the selling price of copper and molybdenum concentrate will now be determined based on the prices established at the Mongolian Stock Exchange. This strategic shift aims to promote openness and transparency in the stock exchange trade of these vital minerals. As of now, a total of 22 entities hold 27 operational special licenses for the extraction of copper and molybdenum. Among them, the state and locally owned Irdent Mining Corporation stands out, possessing 2 special licenses. Notably, the corporation has secured a contract to supply 621.5 thousand tons of copper concentrate to 6 entities and 6,240 tons of molybdenum concentrate to 4 entities in the current year. Following the government's resolution, Irdent Mining Corporation is mandated to conduct its trading of copper and molybdenum concentrate through the Mineral Commodities Exchange. The Mining and Heavy Industry Minister of Mongolia, Gambatar Jambal, has provided insights revealing that, in line with the existing contract, the mining corporation has been directed to channel 5% of its products through the Mineral Commodities Exchange in 2024. This move is seen as a proactive step towards enhancing the efficiency and transparency of mineral commodity trading in the country.
Australia has committed $250,000 in humanitarian aid in response to Mongolia's severe humanitarian crisis caused by unprecedented dzud weather conditions, according to the Embassy of Australia in Mongolia.
The heightened dzud risk in Mongolia with predicted prolonged cold weather is expected to impact 245,000 families across the countries, notes the International Federation of the Red Cross and the Red Crescent Societies. The Australian ambassador to Mongolia, Ms. Katie Smith, affirmed Australia's commitment as a third neighbor, expressing solidarity with those affected by the dzud. Australia aims to collaborate with Mongolia in addressing natural disasters exacerbated by climate change. Australia will deliver the aid through the Mongolian Red Cross Society, offering cash support, hay, fodder, fuel, and food aid to vulnerable herder households. The Mongolian Red Cross Society will work with NEMA and other authorities to assess and ensure effective support. The relief efforts will prioritize health and well-being support for children, pregnant and lactating women, and the prevention of gender-based violence. This underscores the enduring bond between Australia and Mongolia during this weather crisis.
The Mongolian National Audit Office has set the maximum spending limits for candidates of party coalitions and constituencies in the 2024 ordinary elections of the state electoral.
The Parliament of Mongolia has outlined the election campaign, specifying that it will be conducted in 7 ways. The Mongolian National Audit Office conducted a comparative market price survey of relevant official organizations and companies to ensure a more realistic maximum cost estimate. According to the law on elections of the Parliament of Mongolia, calculations were made to determine the total expenses of the party coalition and the total expenses of the candidates for 13 constituencies.
In the first constituency, which includes Arhangай, Bayonghongor, and Urhangay provinces, the party's expenses are estimated to be around 574 million MNT, while the candidates' expenses are projected to amount to approximately 1.3 billion MNT. The second constituency, covering Altai, Zavkhan, Ovs, and Hovd regions, is expected to incur a total cost of around 660 million for the party coalitions and 1.5 billion MNT for the candidates. The third constituency, including Bayangulgi, is anticipated to have a total cost of about 261 million MNT for the party coalitions and 1 billion MNT for the candidates. And the fourth constituency, which encompasses Bolhong, Orhong, and Hupskal expenses from the party coalitions, are estimated at around 487 million MNT, with candidates' expenses reaching approximately 1.2 billion MNT. The fifth constituency, encompassing Darhanol, Siling, and Tube province, is projected to have a total cost of about 498 million MNT for the party alliances and 1 billion MNT for the candidates. The sixth constituency, comprising Tornot, Sukhpatar, and Hinti provinces, is expected to incur a total expenditure of approximately 474 million MNT for the party coalitions and 1.1 billion MNT for the candidates. And the seventh constituency, which includes Rövsumbur, Tornröv, and Dondröv, and Umröv regions, the total cost for the party coalitions is estimated at around 470 million MNT, while candidates' expenses are projected to be about 1.1 billion MNT. The eighth constituency, covering Bainzurh district, is estimated to incur a total cost of approximately 640 million MNT for the party alliances and 1.1 billion MNT for the candidates. And the ninth constituency, which covers Bayangol district, the total expenses for the party coalitions are estimated to be around 488 million MNT, while candidates' expenses are projected to reach about 1.1 billion MNT. In Chingalte and Sukhpatar district, within the 10th constituency, the total expenses for the party coalitions are estimated at around 570 million MNT, while the candidates' expenses are projected to be approximately 894 million. In the 11th constituency, which encompasses Songgang-Hairhan district, is expected to have a total cost of about 590 million MNT for the party coalitions and 668 million for the candidates. In the 12th constituency, covering Hangul district, the total cost for the party coalition is estimated to be around 435 million MNT, while candidates' expenses are projected to reach approximately 1.1 billion MNT. In Bagnor, Baghanga, and Nalek districts within the 13th constituency, the total expenditure for the party alliance is estimated at around 283 million, while candidates' expenses are projected to be about 994 million. Overall, the total cost of the party coalitions for the 2024 parliamentary elections is estimated to be 6.4 billion MNT.
Now please take a look at currency exchange rates provided by the Mongol Bank. Now please have foreign news partnered with international news agencies. French President Emmanuel Macron boldly promised to swim in the River Seine, being cleaned up for the Paris Olympics, as he toured the new complex that will house athletes on Thursday.
Macron cited pollution reduction in the Seine as one of the game's positive long-term impacts, noting extraordinary public-funded investments being poured into making the river largely off-limits to bathers since 1923 swimmable again. Asked by journalists whether he would bathe in it, Macron replied that he will, but he refrained from saying when. Regardless of whether he does indeed don trunks, Macron's visit to the future high-security Olympic Village served to highlight how the Paris Games are helping to transform some disadvantaged neighborhoods in the French capital's poor suburbs. The eco-friendly village led to nearly 2,000 jobs being created, with 1,136 going to local residents. It cost about 2 billion euros, equal to $2.2 billion, most of it investment by property developers, but also including 646 million euros, equal to $700 million from public funds. The Olympic construction company Solideo transferred the village Thursday to Paris Games organizers, symbolically handing over a large key, with Macron watching. "It's a very big day," Macron said. "It's a demonstration that France is a nation of builders," he added. In a city repeatedly hit by deadly extremist attacks, security is the biggest challenge for organizers as they ready Paris for the July 26th and August 11th Games and August 28th and September 8th Paralympics.
A surge of violence resulting in the deaths of over 100 individuals. Addressing the Security Council in New York, Riyad Mansour expressed a profound condemnation.
Health officials in Gaza reported that since the commencement of Israel's conflict with Hamas nearly 5 months ago, more than 30,000 Palestinians have lost their lives, with over 70,000 sustaining injuries. The tragic escalation occurred as witnesses recounted Israeli forces opening fire on a crowd seeking assistance in Gaza City. Palestinian witnesses in Gaza's health ministry reported over 100 fatalities and at least 700 injuries.
This morning, when thousands of Palestinians in the northern part of Gaza, which is under a total control of the Israeli occupying army, and people went, and my understanding that every few days a number of trucks with flour and sugar and maybe basic necessity of life would make it to that place where people take some sustenance of life. This time they did the same thing. It seems that they were large in number, thousands, and then all of a sudden the Israeli army started firing at them and shooting, and according to the information that we have, dozens of them have bullets in their heads. It's not like, firing in the sky to restrain people if there was confusions and chaos. It was intentionally targeting and killing. And the number that we have now is 112 have been killed, and the number is increasing, and 750 injured, and possibly the number would be increasing.
Israel asserted that many casualties resulted from a chaotic stampede for food aid, and its troops resorted to firing only when they perceived a threat to their safety.
This outrageous, massacre is a testimony to the fact that as long as the Security Council is paralyzed and vetoes casted, then it is costing the Palestinian people their lives. I met in the morning with Ambassador Linda Greenfield, and I couldn't discuss anything except that issue with her, because it happened this morning and the news came to us this morning. I implored her that the Security Council has to produce a product of condemning this killing, and to go after those responsible for this massacre. Accountability is extremely important, and that the Security Council should say enough is enough, and if they have a spine and determination to put an end to these massacres from happening all over again, what we need is a ceasefire.
The ongoing conflict with Hamas has precipitated a humanitarian crisis across the Gaza Strip, particularly in northern regions such as Gaza City, where access to aid is severely limited. According to the United Nations, a quarter of Gaza's 2.3 million inhabitants face the threat of starvation, while approximately 80% have been displaced from their homes.
Well, that's all for today. Thank you for staying tuned. We'll see you next time with more news and updates. Have a good day.